in the morning. It's really been a while since I've been using this bear can. So it was actually relatively calm last night and this morning, so hopefully that wind's all blown itself out, huh? So there used to actually be kind of a little like backcountry resort back here. There's cabin remains and things I've explored before, way over there. Probably won't go over there this time, just because I have to get on and find out if that bridge is going to be there. So you might wonder, considering the fact I'm usually such a big proponent of sleeping with my food, why I'm back with my bear can on this trip. Really, I sleep with my food because I think it's the better solution, not because I'm just too lazy to hang or anything. If you have been following all of the issues on the AT this year and last year, I really do not think bear hanging is viable and kind of like an ethical solution. The bears are just too good at getting at the food there. Since bear cans have been required in the Sierra Nevada, the bear incidents out here have gone way down. So I am religious about using these. I own the stupidly expensive Barricade. I think it costs about $275, but you cut about a half pound off the next lightest model. And these things last pretty much forever. You can see how beat up it is, but I've had this on a lot of trips. Generally, I only recommend this model if you do a lot in bear country, because otherwise it's pretty hard to beat the value of the Bear Vault, which is that clear blue can. I do like having the key locks for this one, just because it's a little easier to get in, especially early in the morning. And you can fit a whole lot more in this versus, say, the old black Garcia bear can. And really the only trick to packing a bear can, at least for me, is making sure I have a pack that can fit it sideways on top of the sleeping bag, because any of that putting it like empty on the very top, nah. Technically, that's a violation of the permit. You're supposed to have your food in it at all times, not just at the end of the day. So I'm in the Sierra bear can, and when we're in Glacier, we will be following their directives, which is to use the cable system at the individual, camp spots. Both areas are areas that had significant bear issues and then implemented a more stringent policy of food storage as a result. Meanwhile, back on the AT, people seem to, for some reason, just keep hanging food, despite the fact that bears are getting at them, getting at food bags left and right. And before you start yelling at me in the comments, Skirka has a good article on, how to store food and why bear hanging is probably bad. And, you can call me an idiot, but Skirka. I've actually been sitting here editing a consolidated video from my AT hike last year, just remembering how nice some of those sections were. And of course, today is the day where I find out whether I get to go out South Fork / Homer's Nose trailhead, or whether I'm going to have to head south and try and get to Isabella. The wind seems to have finally died down, which is a relief after the last couple of days. Interestingly enough, last time I was here, which was around the same time of year back in 2019, right after I quit my job, I camped here, stopped earlier in the afternoon, and I was buzzed by jets every 15 minutes or so. So far, it's rather quiet back here. Well, as long as I'm here and I've got the area relatively to myself, might as well at least dip my feet in the water for a minute. So you can just make out some of the cabins up there in the trees. Used to be a really impressive series of tubs connecting into the hot springs years and years ago. These days, this is what we got. When I was here in 2019, the flow from the river was actually coming in here, so this pool was barely warm at all. Versus now, I can barely get my feet into it. Okay, this is making me wish I was slightly less beat last night. Maybe could have come down and soaked for a little while. Yeah, this is the first time I've actually had this to myself while it wasn't flooded out by snowmelt. And once I'm done here, I'm going to be going that way. I'll be in the burn area. Well, most of the rest of the trip, I think. This area is just an overlap of old fire damage and new fire damage. I actually felt really good on my beat up feet after yesterday. So taking the trail down this canyon is going to take me past Soda Flat and down to the Kern. It's not the highest traffic trail out of here. So the eastern side of the Sierra is the arid higher part. mostly because all the moisture hits the lower western part, so the east is in a rain shadow. However, all that forest and vegetation has had a rough couple of years. And welcome to Soda Flat, which I believe is actually an occupied homestead of some sort. Last time I was through, they had a fence and a dog that tried to attack a friend of mine. Flag's out, but I don't know if anybody's home. I wonder how they access back here, because this isn't super close to any roads. And here's why I'm trying to find a bridge. I'm seeing more bear scat and bear tracks than I am human ones. Hey, hey, what do you know? It does still exist. That's a relief. Plan A it is. Also, I'm rather glad because there was one or two spots I might try crossing, but a lot of these are too deep to do with a pack. Okay, so this part of the plan is I'm going to leave the Kern, climb up 1,000+ feet, head north, and come back to the Kern so I can go over Coyote Pass. You know, just for fun. Lots of bear tracks up here. Well, this has seen better days. Also, there used to be 2 outhouses. That's why I actually came over. I used to really love coming back here. I've been through this area, I don't know how many times, camped at all these camps. It's the first time I've been back since that big fire. Even before the fire, this area had a lot of bark beetle kill. Really unfortunate. Somebody's obviously reestablished a trail through here, but it's still pretty rough. Okay, first usable camp, and I'm done for the night. Okay, 19 miles, not bad, all things considered. It's gonna be rough if I'm in a burn area this entire way, but we'll see what tomorrow brings. Okay, I couldn't do it. There wasn't a good enough, flat enough spot. Not when there's all these other options. So, far better. Now this is more what I really wanted. Oceanside view, riverside, whatever. I'm ready to sleep.